Good day, everyone. We'll be reporting on the fundamental principles in swimming. Swimming is often seen as just a sport or recreation, but it is also one of the most important survival skills. Knowing how to swim properly can save lives, improve health, and give us confidence in the water. In this presentation, I'll discuss the essential principles that guide proper swimming techniques, covering topics like buoyancy, balance, propulsion, drag, breathing, coordination, and lastly, safety. Before we begin, let me introduce to you the infamous pirates. Let's start with Venus, Azumi, Cassandra, Lovely, Hannah, and Angel.
Swimming is not just about moving arms and legs. It's a combination of science and technique. Every swimmer relies on the principles of physics, like buoyancy and resistance, and on body control such as breathing and coordination. The main objective of this lesson is to understand these principles so that when we swim, we're not only moving efficiently but also keeping ourselves safe in the water. The first principle is buoyancy. Buoyancy is the upward force exerted by water that helps us float. If you've ever taken a deep breath and noticed yourself rising to the surface, that's buoyancy at work. Our ability to float depends on our body composition. For example, people with more body fat tend to float easier than those with more muscle, because fat is less dense than water. But even if you are not naturally buoyant, you can still learn techniques such as lying flat and keeping lungs filled with air to make floating easier. Buoyancy is important because it helps us conserve energy while swimming.
So, ang second principle is balance and body position. Kung gusto ta nga efficient atong pag-swim, kinahanglan gyud nga ang lawas horizontal or at least close to parallel sa water. Usahay, ang common mistake ay ang hips ug legs mo sink, and once mo sink na, mas daghan resistance so mas lisod mo langoy ug mas kapoy. That's why importante nga ang head, hips ug legs naka-line up properly para smooth ra ang glide. Example ani kay sa freestyle stroke. If ang head nimo tuhay above water, automatic mo sink ang legs. Pero if himo head kay low ra, almost aligns surface, maangat dayon imong legs which makes you faster and lighter. Mao pod ni ang reason nga no swimmers always practice the streamline position. Kanang stretch good ka og maayo with your arms overhead and keep the body long and straight. This way, mas gamay drag and mas dali ka mulusot sa tubig like a torpedo effect. Next kay propulsion. Kani gyud ang force nga nag-move nato forward in the water. So sa land, di ba we push against the ground? Pero sa swimming, we push against the water. So ang arms nato murag paddles. Sila ang mag-pull sa tubig backward. Then ang legs nato murag fins. They kick to give balance and extra push. For example, sa freestyle stroke, most of the propulsion comes from the arms. Pero ang flutter kick sa legs helps maintain balance o stability, dili lang siya for speed. Kung maayo ang coordination sa arms ug legs, dili kadali kapuyon kay mas dali efficient imong movement. So kung gusto ka mas paspas pero dili dali mahutan og energy, focus good on proper propulsion techniques. And goal is not only to move forward, but to move smart.
For Principle 4, Drag and Resistance, water is about 800 times denser than air, so moving through it creates resistance called drag. There are three main types of drag. The first one is the friction drag caused by water rubbing against the skin. Second is form drag caused by the shape or position of the body. And the last is the wave drag caused by splashing and turbulence. Minimizing drag is crucial in swimming. That's why swimmers wear tight suits, cups, and goggles, and why we are taught to streamline off the wall after a turn. For Principle 5, Breathing and Relaxation. One of the hardest parts for beginners is breathing. The correct technique is to exhale slowly while the face is in the water and inhale quickly when the head turns or lifts. Holding your breath underwater often causes panic and fatigue. Relaxation is just as important. A tense swimmer uses more energy and sinks more easily, but when relaxed, the body naturally floats better. Competitive swimmers practice breathing patterns such as inhaling every 2 or 3 strokes to maintain rhythm and avoid getting out of breath.
Next, we have coordination. Coordination is the key to making swimming efficient. It's not enough to move the arms or legs separately. They need to work together in rhythm with breathing and body rotation. For example, in freestyle, the arms alternate pulling while the legs flutter continuously and the head turns at the right time for breathing. In breaststroke, both arms and legs move simultaneously and breathing matches the stroke cycle. Without proper coordination, a swimmer wastes energy, becomes unbalanced, and slows down. That's why drills and practice are essential to develop rhythm and timing. And finally, safety awareness. Swimming may look fun and easy, but it can be dangerous without precautions. Every swimmer should know the basic pool rules such as no running on the deck and no diving in shallow areas. Warm-ups and cool-down prevents cramps and injuries. Most importantly, never swim alone. Always have a buddy or lifeguard nearby. Even learning simple rescue techniques like how to assist someone in distress without putting yourself in danger can save lives. Safety must always come first even before performance.
To summarize, the 7 fundamental principles of swimming are buoyancy, balance, propulsion, drag, breathing, coordination, and safety. Together, these principles explain why swimmers float, move efficiently, and stay safe in the water. By applying these, beginners can gain confidence and advanced swimmers can improve performance. In conclusion, swimming is not just a recreational activity or a sport. It is a survival skill and a lifelong fitness activity. Mastering the principles of swimming helps us enjoy the water safely, move efficiently, and even save lives if needed.
Sir, tapos na po.